Today, I'm finally going to tell you who is right and who is wrong when it comes to this GigTube space. I'm going to talk to you about who has the right strategies and who doesn't have the right strategies. You hear a lot of different ideas out here. We have a lot of debates going on. There's town halls, there's forums, there's people that are going back and forth at each other. Who is right? My name is John McFall, and I want to welcome you to the McFallRI channel, where I teach you how to make $25 to $30 an hour doing food delivery. In today's video, I want to talk to you guys about which GigTubers are right, which ones are wrong. We are having a lot of arguments and debate right now on the GigTube channel. There's creators that are going against each other. There's GigTubers that got out of the space and they're coming back into the space because they want to tell the other GigTubers what they think when the other GigTubers are wrong. And there's a whole lot of friction and animosity. I've never seen a genre on YouTube where there is so much fighting between creators that are just vying for everybody to listen to them and to get out there that their opinion is the only one that matters. Their opinion is right. Nobody else is right. Everybody else is wrong. There are so many people out here that are just going against each other, and it's really not necessary. If you enjoy this video and you like this content, please like this video and subscribe to my channel so you can continue to get the content that I throw out there. I've put out almost 300 videos so far in the time that I've been in this space. A lot of it is food delivery. A lot of it is where I'm teaching you the strategies that I use in my marketplaces so that I can tell you what I'm doing that's working and I can tell you what I'm doing that's not working. This is the purpose of my YouTube channel, is to teach you guys the strategies that I've found in my marketplaces that work and that help me get the $25 to $30 an hour that I consistently make when I'm out here doing food delivery. There's a lot of other GigTubers out here that are doing the same thing. There's a lot of GigTubers that tell you their strategies and say try this and try that and this is what works and this is what doesn't, and I'm going to say that all of them are right and all of them are wrong. What do I mean by this? What I'm trying to say is we have strategies in our marketplaces that work in our marketplaces, and we have strategies that other people do in their marketplaces that don't necessarily apply to our marketplace. The bottom line is that you need to find a strategy in your marketplace that works, that'll help you earn the money that's the money that you need to take care of you and your family. And everybody that's out here saying their strategy is the only one that you should be using, you should stop listening to them. I work here in Auburn, Indiana. It's a population of 15,000 people. It's really busy during the winter time. I get out here and make a ton of money. And if this were the only marketplace that I worked, I would be a top dasher in a heartbeat. And the reason this is because DoorDash is the only one that's up in Auburn. I do have Uber Eats, but they don't send very many orders, and GrubHub isn't even there. Go here to Fort Wayne. I have all three of the apps. The whole time I've been doing food delivery, I do all three. I do DoorDash, I do Uber Eats, and I do GrubHub. There's times when GrubHub is really good, like it is right now, and it's my top app. There's other times where Uber Eats has been my top app in the marketplace, so this is the one that I would turn to. It changes over time. The only thing that matters at the end of the day when you're out here doing food delivery is what is your profitability? What are the dollars that you put into your pocket after you've paid all the expenses, such as gas, such as taxes, such as the car maintenance that you have? What are the actual expenses that you have after you've made your money? And once you pay those, what do you put in your pocket at the end of the day? I'm going to tell you that I increased my profit by doing nothing related to food delivery this last year that I've been doing it. How did I do that? I was using this Trailblazer to do food delivery, which cost a ton of money to get out there on the road to make deliveries, because it was a 6-cylinder, it's a 4-wheel drive, it has a 20-gallon tank on it, and it cost me a lot of money to get that truck on the road to make the money that I was trying to make. On the other hand, I bought this Equinox last year that has a 4-cylinder, does not have 4-wheel drive, and I can use E85 gas in it. It has a 16-gallon tank. I reduced my expenses for the gas when I was out here doing food delivery by about 40% just because I changed the vehicle that I was using. In all of my education videos, I'm going to say most of them, I don't know if I've said it in every single one of them, but in all of my videos that I try to teach you the strategies when you get out there to do your stuff, is I always tell you guys, this is what I'm doing that's working, and this is what I'm doing that's actually making me more money per hour. And if you want to try it out in your marketplace to see if it helps you get more money, then you should try it and see how it works for you. There's a lot of people out here that are telling you this is the only thing that you should be doing because this is what I'm doing in my marketplace and this is what's working for me and this is the only thing that's going to work in every marketplace out here. Every marketplace works different. In the summertime, things slow down in my marketplace. It does every year because people are able to get out more. They're not stuck in their houses because of the weather, and they don't order as much food using the platforms. Our amount of money that we make per order typically goes down because of this. In the wintertime, everything ramps up. We get peak pay, we get bonuses, we get challenges, we get higher base pay in the wintertime because there are so many more people that are in my marketplace that are ordering from the platforms. Other people like UDM, he lives in Florida. It is sunny and warm all year round. His marketplace works differently. Rich in Las Vegas or Tanner Markley that's in Las Vegas, their marketplace works differently than mine because of the weather. Hannibal is Hungry lives in New York City, and this marketplace is probably completely unique to most other marketplaces. We have Richard's Hot Facts in LA. His marketplace works differently. We have Your Driver Mike in Philadelphia, a huge college town, industrial town. That marketplace works differently. My point in all this is a marketplace works dependent on the environment, dependent on the situation, dependent on how long the apps have been here. These are businesses. They market in each marketplace differently. So you might do really good on Uber Eats in one marketplace and it sucks in another. You might do good on GrubHub in one marketplace and it sucks in another. DoorDash might be the king in another marketplace. My point in all this is it really, what everybody is saying out here is pretty much irrelevant because you've got to try out what they're teaching you on their channels and you've got to try it in your marketplace to see if it helps you make more money. I always recommend, and I don't hear many people talking about it, but one of the biggest things that people need to do when it comes to food delivery, no matter what marketplace it is you really need to keep track of your stats. You need to keep track of your numbers to see where you are. Most people don't, and this is a key way that you can see how well you're doing in your marketplace, and it'll allow you to see what you need to do to improve in your marketplace. I'm going to give you a couple of examples when I started keeping track of my metrics, how I improved. Number one, when I was out there doing food delivery and I first started, I was making probably $15 to $16 an hour. I started keeping track of my numbers. This is why I created the metric spreadsheet. And it showed me how poorly I was doing. One thing that I noticed when I was out there in my marketplace is I was sitting waiting for orders to hit my phone. I was looking for that ideal order, $8. It had to be $1.50 or better per mile, and I would only take those orders. Well, guess what? I was sitting 40% of the time and not moving my vehicle down the road with an order. I changed what I was doing, and I changed that strategy so that I increased my dollars per hour. My on time and active time went from 60% up to 95%. This obviously would increase the income that you're making if you do more work. So this is one thing that my metric spreadsheet has taught me. Another thing that it taught me was the miles that I was driving. I was spending a lot of time driving, and the dollars that I were making for those miles was not very good. I was at about $1.23 per mile. So guess what I did? I took a look at the orders and said, I need to get better dollars per mile, because my spreadsheet is showing me that I'm not making enough money, dollars per mile, and I got my average from $1.23 a mile to $1.89 per mile. This is what I've learned in my marketplace doing food delivery, because I kept track of my numbers. So I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do to make more money in your marketplace. It is quite simple. There are gig tubers that you watch. There's ones that you really like. There's some that you don't. Some that you'll probably never watch because you just can't stand watching their videos. Take the strategies that each of the gig tubers that you watch is throwing out there and try them out in your marketplace and see how they work for you. If they improve the dollars per hour and the dollars per mile and your profitability at the end of the day, then keep that strategy in your arsenal so that you can continue to make the money. Not every gig tuber out here is right. Not all the strategies that they're telling you is going to work in your marketplace, and if you think that it is, then you're kidding yourself. Each of the strategies that we use work in our marketplaces, but that doesn't mean it's going to work in your marketplace. So all egos aside, all attitudes aside, all one-upping each other aside, get out there and see what strategies work in your marketplace and use them, and if they don't work, don't use them. I want to remind you that down here in my description, I have some great tools for you. The one I want to talk to you about today is my metric spreadsheet, and I'm going to throw it up here on the screen real quick so you guys can check it out. If you look at the left-hand side, you'll see I always put my start time and my end time. This gives me the total time that I've worked. I also put in the miles. If you look to the right then for each individual app, I put the dollars that I've made, the time that I've worked, along with the number of deliveries. Head to the bottom and you'll see it calculates out what your average dollar per hour, dollar per mile, and your average per order. If you really want to get better out here doing food delivery, start keeping track of these numbers and see how you can improve them. I'd also like to ask you to like this video and to subscribe to my channel. Finally, I want to leave you with, I hope that you are out there getting the money that you and your family deserve. And with that, I want to say thanks.